Brightest Blessings. This is Raven, and this is part 2 of the Natty+Moon Imbolc journal using Natty+Moon designs. I haven't done all that much really to it since I last posted a video, other than grunging things up a little bit, and I've stuck the pockets in. I did find some other pockets that worked, so I've stuck those in already. Today we're going to start putting ephemera in and see what more ephemera we need, and perhaps make some things. This is going to be a 3-part tutorial, so we've already had part 1. This is part 2. In part 3, I'm hoping we'll be able to make a folio to go in here and maybe finish off some ephemera and things that need to go inside. I've already got a fair stack of ephemera that I've made and got ready, but we'll see. Sorry guys, I've had quite a bad COPD flare and I'm still getting over that, so I will still be coughing, I'm afraid, and hopefully Douglas is going to behave himself and not keep barking every 2 seconds, because this is the 4th attempt today to get this filmed. So inside, we saw all of this last time. I've added a coffee dyed envelope. I've lightly decorated this. I wanted there to be plenty of space to journal, so I haven't decorated much. I've stuck another pocket there, and I've just chucked a piece of ephemera in there so that I remember. I quite like the fact that this stuck out a little bit, and on this side I've added a double belly band, so there's room there and there's room under the lace as well to put something. All of these images are images that I've purchased to use to make journal kits and things that I felt worked really well with this kit, so I've just added them in. This was an Edith Holden scrap that I had, and I really liked this Tennyson quote. I've used that as a tuck as well as a pocket, she says. So yeah, pocket there and then tuck. This is a tuck as well. Again, another one of my images that I've purchased to make kits and things for myself. As many of you will know if you've been to my channel before and seen any of my journals, I enjoy having lots of pockets and tucks and flips. Another one there. And there, nice big one. This was part of the Imbolc journal kit. It's 3 pockets. I will link the kit below so that you can see, and I'll also link the Facebook group where there's lots of freebies, there's lots of other people showing their work, and as part of the design team I'm on there posting as well as some of the other members of the design team. This is a graphic 45 journal card that I just probably won't use anywhere else, but figured it would make a nice pocket. Lots and lots of space to journal. I've made this into a big pocket, whole page pocket here, and I've just decorated it up a little bit, added some of my witchy words. And the same with this one. Here's another little tuck, again with an image that I've purchased. Scraps, I've had loads and loads of scraps, so I needed to start using them up really. Sorry guys. So we've got a little pocket here, and then this was just a ripped piece of book page that I put onto a scrap piece of file folder, and then that's a big tuck as well. Same as at the start of the journal, we've got a pocket here and then a tuck. Here I've used some of this lace that was left over and made a pocket there. Oh, have we got a page stuck together? We have. There we go. This was part of that 3 pocket thing. I just printed it out twice, but I just wanted the one. And I really love this design. I'm hoping I can get Natty to send me a full page of this so that then I can use that for the folio for the back. Oh, stuck page again. Again, another scrap piece of file folder. I had a scrap piece of this paper and this was another one of those pockets. So what I've done is turn that into a big tuck, and then this is a big tuck here. And again, I quite like that that sticks out a little bit. Random piece of scrapbook paper that I thought matched, that was scrap, so that's gone in as a pocket. Again, another one of the images that I've purchased with one of my witchy words, and I've just turned that into a big pocket. So that's all the pockets. Obviously we've got the pockets on the front and the back. I do want to put lace on these pages, which I've already cut. Now obviously I don't want them sticking out too much because we've got this, but even with that closed, there is still a fair amount of room, even though it's going to be a little bit bulkier once it's got all the ephemera in. So the plan of action is to find pages that I can stick the lace on quite far into the page. So all I'm going to do is use my Fabri-Tac glue. And Fabri-Tac, if you've not used it before, is brilliant. A brilliant glue that I use a lot. And it can be used for pretty much anything, craft-wise. Let's see, let's go with this one. I am aware that I've cut some of these quite big, and that's fine. I can cut them down at the end. So we've got that one there. Let's put one at or near the back. Let's put it on here. I'm not bothered about them being the same. And all these little bits that I'm going to cut off are brilliant for using in snippets and things. Right, the middle, roughly. I know I've got those on there. So perhaps this one. And this glue dries relatively quickly. Got that one there. Should be that page. Let's go here. Oop. So I hope you're doing well, guys. My glue's running out. I have got another bottle, but I'm really, really, really not wanting to open it yet. I've got enough in here. Right, and then we want one in the middle of each. I would say roughly there. Maybe this side. I don't tend to have a preference as to what side I stick lace. Most people will stick it on this side. It really doesn't bother me. Which one? This one, I think. Yeah. one for in the middle of these. I'm thinking here will do. The dog and the cat are winding each other up, so you can probably hear Luna and Douglas playing up. And poor Dolly, bless her, she's been spayed in the last week, so she's not best impressed at the moment. I've had to spend an awful lot of time with her. She's refusing all of her meds, so she's in quite a bit of pain. The only time she's happy is when I'm sat rubbing her belly, which is, you know, all well and good, and I'm happy to do it, but there comes a time when I need to sleep. Right, so while we've got a couple of seconds letting that dry, let's just have a quick look at some of this ephemera now. Again, what I'll do, I'll put all the Natty+Moon ephemera that comes with the kit on here first, and then we'll look at the other bits and bobs that I've found or printed. So the majority of these I have just backed, so they're nice and thin, and the reason I've done that is so that I can add more ephemera, basically. So we've got a couple of envelopes there as well. You can see I've added lace and other bits and bobs. These are from the kit, but this isn't. This is a backing paper that I've made into a larger tag, and then I've stuck a tag and a key charm on that one. And then backing paper again. I've resized the journal pages to make smaller versions, basically. And I've made a journal card and 2 tags with those. So that's all of the sort of ephemera that comes with the kit. And obviously you don't have to use things the way that they're intended. So, you know, like with that one, I've doubled that one and added a charm. You can make pockets and all sorts with them. So these are just bits from the kit that I really, really, really wanted to use. And then, other than that, I found lots of vintagey, pretty snowdrops, daffodils. Some I've printed out a couple of times in different sizes because I figured they'd fit nicely in different pockets. And then I found this lovely image in my stash. Found this lovely image in my stash. And then I've made 2 flip pieces using images that I've purchased before to make kits, using scraps of file folder. And all you do is stick it at the top where there's a folded piece of file folder, stick it down, cut it out, and you've got yourself a flip. So that can go in a pocket as it is, or it can go over the top of a page, which is what I tend to do. This is really useful for using up your fussy cutting. So yeah, we've got 2 of those, and I really thought that the greens would match because we've got a lot of green in the kit. So let's just trim this lace down now, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not a perfectionist, and as I said, all these little tiny pieces, see, that's hanging over a little, but I like that. All these little tiny pieces, they will end up being used for snippets and other bits and bobs. I've got a big box full with all these in, so that I can make snippets and clusters and various other things, decorate tags with. That one's not too bad, I don't mind it hanging over. we'll get this ephemera in and see what else we need. I don't intend this to be a long video, guys, not because I don't want it to be a long video. I could have done all of this on video, but a lot of you have seen all of this before, and it does get a bit tedious when you just sit and watch me for an hour fussy cutting and inking edges of things. I didn't specifically make any of the pockets bar this one. The rest were already made. I've just added bits to it. So that's those. So yeah, see, that has added a little bit of bulk, but it has also added some prettiness. This is a little bit tight, so I may have to pull this up a little, but it's not too bad. And I like the fact that these flap about. It's different. I can add charms and things to these if I want to, and charms to the strings at the bottom. So yeah, so that's it without it being filled. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Let me just check I'm in camera. Come down a little bit. That's because I moved, because I stopped filming for a little while. Right, let's try and get some of this ephemera in now. So I'm going to sort of spread it out into the two groups of Natty+Moon stuff and then extra bits. I'm not going to fill these end ones until near the end. So we've got this here. I've already put that in there. I'm happy with that. In here, let's put another envelope. And perhaps some daffodils. Lovely. This side, I really wanted to put this image in here, and I like the fact that it sticks out a little bit. And then perhaps that in there. We've got this. Couple of bits of Natty+Moon in there. This one, we want something biggish, don't we, to go in the back there. Maybe this one. And then in here, we want a tag. I want something that's a little bigger. I don't think that one will fit. Oh, this one. That can go in there like that. And as I said, guys, the likelihood is we're probably going to have to make more to go in here. I know it seems like I've got a lot, but it really isn't once you get going. Too big. This one, and maybe a little Natty+Moon. This one. It's going to be too big to go in here, probably. Oh no, that can go there. A couple of those small ones. Big one. Let's go with that. And that one. Now then, I've got lots of these smaller little tags that I wanted to use. little sheep. Maybe just stick that there. I don't think I've got any more of the small ones. That's fine, that'll do for now. Sorry guys, I feel like this needs something. That'll do. So I'm just going to ink the edges again. This is another image which you might have seen if you've seen my Celtic kits on my Etsy. Again, that will be below as well. I've just got a tray here with bits and bobs in that I've not used from the kit or from whatever I've printed out or found in my stash that I thought would go. This one, I really want to put that over a page, so let's go with the snowdrops and the stag. This seems like a good place to put this. So you can put it on as it is and it will more than likely stay. I am just going to clip. I was sent some Happy Mail recently that had these fun paper clips on, so get those used. That fits in there nicely. This one, these aren't really big enough, so I think we're going to need something for there. So, piece of paper so that I know. So we'll stick that there. We need something big for in that. Let's go for those. Hello, Douglas. Here again, we're going to need something big, aren't we, for back here? But I'm thinking maybe something like this would be nice for just there. No, I don't want those together. Like that. We're going to need something big for there. Another piece of paper. Let's put this envelope in here. Stick that tag in there. This one. Go with this nice big image here. So no, I tend to put two or three things in each pocket, but it's fine if it is just one. This would be a nice place to put this last foldy over one. In here. Fit in there, possibly. No. Might need something for here too. Another piece of paper. Sorry guys. I know I'm going to need something for there as well. No. That one and that one. Here, I think this. I've just put a couple of pieces of the ephemera into that. That will go quite nicely in there. And then we need something big for there as well. And that's about it, bar these last few bits. So we're filling, guys, quite quickly, and all I've got left are these little bits. So 2, 4, 6 small pieces, which if I don't use in the journal itself, I can use in the folio. But the likelihood is I will be able to slot these in somewhere. So let's look at what it was that we needed to do. So where was the space? Paper. Here. Right, we need something big for there, don't we? Oh, knocking things over. Those might be okay. What about that one? That one's probably a better size. Right, big tag. We've got some leftover bits and bobs, so we might as well use those. Let's cut this is a pocket from the kit that I've not used. Let's just cut the white edges off. That. Oh dear. And I think I want to do some ripped edges. Glue stick. Chop that off because I can use that bit again. Put that along there. This Oohoo stick is really gloopy. Sorry if my head gets in shot, guys. Got that. Go back to that one. And for something different, I'm just going to fold this over. stick some of this at the top because I'm going to have to go sort of sideways a little. I don't mind covering some of it up. I don't mind having some bigger pieces and smaller pieces. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. I'm just trying to use up whatever I've got left now. Perfect. And I think all we'll do is just stick a bit of glue across the bottom there, at the top there, and just stick that across. So we'll let that dry. Take these glue pages off. Right, so we've got one big tag. What's next? It was something big to go into the back of here. So I'm thinking we need a big-ish journal card, don't we? I've still got this quite big image, and I've still got this one from the kit. I've got some of this printed paper. Let's cut this down. Kind of want to use this part, so go back there. Right, we've got that. Is that going to fit in there okay? It's going to stick out a bit much. Oh, she says. Knocking everything over. Let's just take another section off there. How about now? Perfect. I'm going to get my brown sticker paper because this is easier for me to do. All I do is peel it and stick it back down. That will then leave me a nice outline of where the image is. Find my scissors wherever they disappeared to. Where are you? Here. And then I can roughly cut this out without wasting too much sticker paper. As I said, roughly for now. We'll do it properly in a minute. So then I've got my backing there. Make sure that's all down nice and well, and then I can turn it round to the front and I can cut this a bit better. I find this easier than gluing backing paper on everything. This is quite a thick-ish piece of card that this was printed on, so I don't mind it being thin. I tend to buy the brown and the white, and then I will print on the white. I tend to print coffee dye and other things on the white, so that then I can do backings with those as well, and collages. So for example, these were all made with sticker papers, so different coffee papers printed, and then they've been stuck on some paper that I'd never use. I think this was, I think it's supposed to be graphic 45, but I think it was from Temu, and yeah, it's a no. So I've just turned them into pockets basically by using the sticker paper with coffee dyed printed on them, and that just makes something a little different. Right, so we've got this now. I'm going to do 1/2 inch. I need to sharpen this corner rounder, and then I'm going to go around distress the edges a little. I'm not going to decorate the whole thing because again this could be written on, and as many of you will know if you've been to my channel before, my style is very much basic. I like it enough decorated so that, you know, you can see an effort's been made, but I want it plain enough that whoever gets the journal can add to it if they so wish. I'm just looking at what images I've actually got left over that I might want to use. I think that's going to be too big, but it might be okay. I'm leaning away from these darker greens because of the lighter green on here. You know, I like that. I might just put a bit of this book page behind her. Let's just ink that. If I go a bit quiet, guys, it's purely because I'm struggling with my chest, and the more I talk, the worse I cough, which isn't conducive to filming for YouTube, I understand, but needs must. Right. Yeah, that'll do. It was easy. I'm not continually dipping my brush, my blending tool in the ink, because I don't want it saturated. There's plenty of ink left on here. Let's glue this down. And because it's so gloopy, I go through so many book pages. Normally you'd be able to get 2 or 3 images. my witchy words. Now the only other thing I am perhaps thinking is a whale tail. Have I got... Where's my... Oh. Spare piece of file folder. Doesn't need to be folded that far. While I'm here, I might as well do a couple. This is a We Are Memory Keepers, I think, on Amazon. Oh, no. Vasen Creative. Oh. Can you see that? Vasen Creative. It wasn't that expensive. They do different sizes, but I quite like this size. Just going to distress that a little. So we've got a little tab. Oh dear. I would normally do this with art glitter, but I'm being lazy. I want it off to the side a bit. I don't want it in the middle. Right, while that's drying for a minute, we'll cut the rest of this out. A big tag. There we go. And even little pieces like this, I will keep until the end of the project. If at the end of the project I haven't used them, then that's when I will throw them away, generally. This piece, maybe I'd keep, but smaller pieces like this, I wouldn't at the end of a project. That bit isn't glued down. That's not helpful. Glue. Right, let's ink this up. It won't make all that much difference on the front, but where the Natty+Moon background paper is, you'll see it. And the nice thing about using file folders is that they're plain, so I don't need to back them if I don't want to. I tend to use these and the green. The green's a lot thinner than this brand. Right, let's put that in. Am I going to put anything on there? I don't think so. Because I think it will just take away. Well, maybe that. I like that, she says. I'm not going to put anything on. Fold my book page. Sorry guys, I'm reaching over. My desk is getting smaller by the second, it seems. I think that up the top, and then I've got this one that says magic. We'll just stick that on down here. Right, where was that supposed to go? Nope. In there. Oh dear, sorry. There we go. Then this one now can go in here. Perfect. Let's put a couple. I think the rest are too, yeah, they're too big to sit in there. What else did we need? We needed something for in there. Too big, too big, too big. Put another one of those in. Right, let's back those two then. So that's that one sorted. We needed one more big thing for there. Was this a big thing? Yeah, and a big thing for there. All right, let's back those two. Where did my... Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll back it onto this green that I've got left. Just mix it up a little. There we go. So they are there. We want two more big things. And I'm thinking maybe we can use books. Because I don't think the others are going to be big enough, aren't they? But we'll see. Right, what paper have I got left? Ooh, found this. Just cutting some of that white edge off. Where were we? This one. Yeah. Less. See, I'm not even precisely measuring, guys. I'm literally getting on because I am aware that the video is starting to get on now. I'm just going to cut that end off and maybe about there. Yeah, that'll do for that one. So we've got that. And then I've got this green that I think would look nice. She says. Cut that end off. It's the only problem with this Fiskars one, they don't stay on. Right, that'll do. Alright, we need to back these. Got some of this left. Back it onto those. Nice and easily. So yeah, this is green file folder. Gloopy glue everywhere as per usual. This is my preferred glue stick, but I tend to find they get very, very gloopy. because of that. They take quite a while to dry. Let's make sure that that's nice and firmly down. We'll leave that for a second. Go back to these. See, this is the thing, guys, when you're working on journals and books of shadows. For me personally, I end up going from one thing to another to try and get things done. And 99% of the time, when I think I've finished, I haven't. Which is why, although I've made quite a bit of ephemera, as you can see, I still needed more. And we've still got the folio to make in the next part. So that will be more bits of ephemera I need to make. Oh dear, sorry guys. Again, I'm not gonna re-ink this, there's plenty on here still. I'm not gonna bother cutting these, I'm just gonna darken them. And that bit of green on the back has just added a bit of interest as opposed to it being plain white or coffee dyed or the brown sticker paper. I've got to try and remember where I was supposed to have put these now. Let's have a look, where were we? Oh yes, it was in here. Sorry, changing my mind and adding things. Why not? Getting all glued up. So yeah, that was that one. Yeah, so we're looking for this one and this one. Okie doke. So this paper is one that I had randomly in my stash that I'd obviously printed out at some point, either for making a journal or for using in my book of shadows, that I just hadn't used. If you don't know what the image is, that's a Brigid's cross, which is a symbol of Imbolc. We're closely coming up to Imbolc now. We're almost at the start of February, and that is when Imbolc is. I will be doing my usual ritual with my witchlings. I'm not sure this is going to be dry enough to cut these, but if we do them together, it might work. 1/2 inch again. Mostly. that's it. See, now I'm going to put it back in because I can see it's not dark enough. But the temptation is to continually dip into it all the time. You'll see a lot of crafters do that, and there's no need, you're just wasting ink. And this has now made this a slightly thicker card now, so I'm going to grunge this one up quite a bit because it's a bit boring otherwise. This is a great way of using up your scraps. This is what I was using. It's just a scrap piece. I've got a big pile of scrap file folders. Right, so we've got our 2 cards. I'm gonna put the tabs on these as well, I think. So that worked out well doing the 3 together, didn't it? So we're going to have the 2 tabs now. Do I want that one? Or do I want that one? I want that one. With the word ritual. What other words have I got left? Spells. Perfect. Look, that's exactly what it needed to be. Right. I'm not going to bother putting anything behind this one because we've got the crosses there. I'll just sort these glue pages out. See, I'm being covered in bits now. Goodness me. All over the shop. I'll put that there. Up here. I'm going to put this one right the way over this side. This one I'm going to put book page on again. Get rid of these. Do it that side, that side. This is quite old book page, so you can see how quickly these things come together. If you have stuff printed out and ready and waiting, it's better to have a little bit too much left than not enough. Quite often I've gone to do a journal and thought, yeah, I've got everything. I get halfway through, realise I need to print more, so I print more. Get to near the end and realise I need to print even more, and it just makes the process so much longer. So I always try now to print a little bit more than I think I need, or gather more than I think I need out of my stash. Like these images and things, I didn't specifically print them out for this. They were printed out ready. Because what I tend to do when I buy images for making digital kits is I'll print them out a couple of times as fussy cuts and use them and see how they look printed and make bits of ephemera with them before I've even used them in a journal kit. And quite often if you purchase anything from me on Etsy that's a physical journal, you'll end up getting sent some ephemera and things that I've made with such sort of fussy cuts. And it's useful to just have them in your stash. I really enjoy sitting and fussy cutting on an evening, watching films and things. And yeah, printing out a sheet of fussy cuts or a few sheets of fussy cuts is easy enough to do, and then I can just sit on an evening and print them out. So we've got those now. Yes, that one is quite plain, but I'm happy with the fact that it's plain. I don't want too much. Just let that stick out a little bit. And we have that one. Right, so that, my friends, is one chunky dunk of a journal. And once it's closed, it really doesn't need any more ephemera to go into it, because we're going to have the folio at the back as well. I will just see if I can fit these last few pieces in, and if I can't, they'll go in the folio. And then in the last part, I think I'll find a couple of charms or dangles or something to put these in onto these wiggly parts. But you can see now why I wanted to do this a little bit differently. And once we've got a folio, I mean, obviously this is a bit different. Once you've got a folio, you've then, obviously that's a bit big for going in there, so it's going to be loose. What I will probably end up doing is clipping it in anyway, so that it doesn't fall out. But yeah, that's now tight enough that it's not going to go anywhere. And that does fit on there nicely. I'm not too worried about that. And yes, it does bow, but that's how my journals tend to be anyway. They tend to explode. So we hadn't put anything in these front pockets, so I'm thinking I might just shove them in there, and then we'll have a quick flip through. Come on, in you go. Obviously I could make some bigger bits to go in there if I wanted, but for now I'm happy with how things are. So let's just move some things out of the way. Right, let's put my board down. Make sure I'm still in shot. Am I still in shot? Yeah, we've gone over an hour, guys, sorry. Let's have a quick flip. So pocket at the front, lace on the pages. Lots of room to journal, lots of ephemera. What I may end up adding, if anything, in here is a writing board, just because the pages do have some texture to them with the amount of ephemera that's in here. Love this. I think it matched perfectly with the kit. We'll add charms next time. And there we go, guys. I'm super duper happy with it. So thank you very much to Natty and Moon. I will again post the links for that down below. And in the next video, we'll get this finished off and we will make our folio to go in the back. Okay, blessings everybody, and I'll see you in part 3. Bye bye.